this is Bobby with BC Designs, and I have my free make and take packets. It's free with purchase for October. So this is free make and take packet 1. If you spend $25 shopping with me and use the host code, I'll insert it here, the host code for you to use. I will send you this free make and take. And if you purchase $35, you'll earn this one and the second one that I'm going to show you right after I do this card. And if you spend $50, I will send you all 3. So I always do these videos every month and then put them on my YouTube channel, so you know how to put the packets together once you get the free make and take packets. So I'm going to use the spruced up stamp set. I didn't get this one right away. I was on a budget like everybody else, and I really wanted it, but I didn't get it. And then I kind of started stamping a lot more than what I had been and using up all the ones that I had purchased. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that one too. So I love this one. It's super cute. It comes with 17 stamps, and then the dies, you get 19. And the cool thing about it is the ones that I've used a lot of these dies, as you can tell. But the trees, they cut out 2. So when you die cut out this image, the cherry cobbler, you also get the full tree, and then you get the outline. So both the trees do that. And I just think that's super cool. Okay, let me move this over here so I don't lose it. And then I used the layering circles, and I used this size here. You could probably use whatever size you wanted. That's just the size that I used, but I'll show you. I know I have my circle here somewhere. I might have lost it, you guys. This packet has been laying here for well over a week for me to do the videos, and you guys know life happens, and I'm looking on the floor trying to find it. Okay, I might have to cut myself one because I'm not seeing it, but I know I've seen it laying here, so I will find it here in a minute. So I will send you everything you need to make this card. My base is cherry cobbler, and it is 4 1/4 by 11, and I just scored it right in the middle. I'll send you a piece of very vanilla cardstock that is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then I'm going to send you a piece of the designer series paper, which is 3 by 4. And this designer series paper is the Lights Aglow. I love this paper pack. I didn't get the stamp set, but I love this paper pack a lot. And then I'm also using the 12 by 12 glimmer paper. And so that is used, and the Lights Aglow DSP is used on every single make and take packet this month. So I die cut out. I can't send you stamped images, but I will send you the cherry cobbler and then the outline, and then the glimmer paper. You're going to get the little tree and the outline. And then this piece is what, maybe I was going to cut that out on camera, is what I might. Let me see if I can find my circle. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, my circle is laying right there. I knew it was. It just had gotten buried. But I used the layering circles to cut out the circle. And then I ended up having this strip. It's about 1 inch long, or 1 inch wide. Let me measure it just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what I ended up with. Yep, it's about 1 inch wide. And that's what I'm going to do, is show you how I cut it out. So if you line it up there, you can tell you're going to get a bigger circle there. If you move it up, it's going to be, you know, a little bit shorter. I already die cut yours out for you. And then you'll just flip it over to this side. And then that's what you'll use there to put in, you know, your circle. Or you could use this side. It really does not matter. Whichever side you prefer, you can use. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to move all of this stuff out of my way. Okay, so I'm going to take my cherry cobbler ink, and you know what, let's die cut that circle piece out first, because that way we'll have a better idea of where we need to stamp. I would hate to stamp it and then stamp it too low and it get covered up and have to redo it. So let me grab this, and I'll just grab that DSP. And I think for this one, I'm just going to show you guys if you do the like tone on tone with that DSP. And I do want this one a little bit bigger, because as you can see, I had a lot of space up there to fill in, and it just really depends on too where you're stamping at. The other side of the DSP is, one side is pretty, just as pretty as the other, so you're not going to go wrong no matter what side you have showing. Move that there. So you could just do, you could put that side, or you can put this side, whichever side you want. Okay, let me grab my Tombow. We'll just put that right. And if you want it shorter, just cut it, you know, right there on that straight line. Just cut it down a little bit. That's all you got to do. Okay. Now, let's use Cherry Cobbler. And I am going to stamp the Christmas first, and then the Merry on top. So let's just line that up. We'll just put the Christmas right there. And then we'll do Merry right there like that. Plenty of room. Okay, I'm going to move that over there really quick. Now we are also going to grab a piece of scrap paper right here. And what did I do with the stamp set? Grab these little snowflakes and put them on a block. I'm going to grab a little bit of a bigger block just so I can make a bigger mess with the ink. Okay, decide which side is going to be your front. We're just going to open it up. I got to move that out of the way so I can have a little bit more room. We're going to open up Cherry Cobbler, and then we're just going to ink that up and just go all the way around the front. And it really doesn't matter if you overstamp or, because a lot of this is going to be covered with the DSP. I just wanted like a slight border around the sides. So I really wanted to make sure I was getting my sides. But you can kind of look and see where you're going to be putting your DSP and know that that is going to be hid. So if you're going to make a mistake, mess up where the DSP is going to go. Okay. And you can go back in just like I'm doing here. And like I said, it doesn't matter if we overstamp. I mean, who cares, right? There we go. Now let's go ahead and start layering our pieces here together. This is such a tight fit. Since it's only got that 1/8 of an inch, I'm going to use Tombow just so I can slide it around if I need to. If it starts to go south on me. Okay. Slide that up a little bit. I don't know if I cut myself or if that is Cherry Cobbler. I cut myself last night at work right there, and I have no idea. Looked down, my hand was bleeding and wasn't quite sure how I did that. You could pop this up on dimensionals, or you can just leave it and put it flat with some seal. I left this one flat, but this one I'm going to pop up, but everything else we're just going to layer on there flat. So we will need some Tombow. So the first one we're going to put down is the Cherry Cobbler, the outline. And it's just going to take just a little bit to get that to stay down. You don't need too much glue at all. Flip it around and just line it up like so. Okay, and then we're going to pop this one up with a dimensional. Oh, that's one thing I was going to get was my dimensionals. I need a new pack over here, and I don't have any. So I'm using scraps. So forgive me. Okay. This one we're just going to I'm just kind of looking at my original to see where I think I want to put that. This one will pop up with dimensionals too, because we can, so we will. Okay. And this one we're just going to drop down just a little bit, like so. This one we're going to put Tombow on. Sounds like my husband might be getting up with the little doggy. It is like, with him in our house right now, I'm not even kidding you guys, it is like having a newborn baby. That's what I told my husband the other day. I said, this is like having a newborn baby in our house. Okay, let's throw some more dimensionals on this back. Do you guys do that? Do you go around and cut your dimensional sides? I do, and I use them. I don't waste anything. I guess you could call me cheap. Cheap or frugal, whichever you want. In today's economy, we need to save wherever we can. That's my sentiment anyway. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put this kind of in the center, a little bit more to the left. It's going to be, we want it off center like that. So a little bit of a border there, bigger border there. Now this is the first time I tried this little fancy ribbon technique. So you will have to bear with me if I mess this totally up and have to start over a couple times. Because this is going to be the second time, literally, that I've done it. So, and I cut myself purposely the same size of ribbon that I sent you, so I would know that you could do it when I made this video. So I'm just going to start with one of the ends, and I'm going to leave it go like that, and then I'm going to pull this one over, and then I just kind of looped it where I could still see where I was going, and I left the same amount, tried to visually make it look, you know, like the same amount. Loop it, and then bring this side down over here. Then we'll just grab some good ribbon scissors, and as you guys can see, you're going to have plenty. And I'm going to just make this a little bit pointier. Whoops, a little bit pointier. Flip this one and do the same thing there, just like that. See, it's not that hard. I made it sound way harder than what it really is. Okay. And you just kind of want to look, you know, I like looking at it this way so I can see that the ribbon's going and not making my sentiment look all crazy and stuff. You don't want it sideways or anything like that. Put your Stampin' dimensionals. I think I'm going to put one more right there. Okay. And then we'll just put this right there in the front, like so. Okay, guys, that is it. This is card 1. I will be right back with Make and Take number 2. I hope you like this one. I do. Okay, guys, let's make our second card, and it is this gorgeous card. I love this card. I love how this turned out. I think the black and the gold is very stunning together. I just absolutely love this. I'm actually thinking about making this my Christmas card this year. I did want to show you really quick too. This is how I send out the Make and Take packets. I put my name, the BC Designs, and the month, and it's free Make and Take packet 1. So that way, you know, if you don't make this right away and it's laying around in your craft room, you know where you got it from, and you know that the videos are on YouTube, and you can grab it and watch the video. Now, the little packet inside here has these, has your ribbon, and then you're also going to get 2. I tried to leave this one because I had one, the way that I cut them off, that I want to use. But the red and green adhesive backed pearls, be very careful when you take your ribbon out because you have 2 little gold gems in there that you'll use right here on your card, okay? So let me move that out of the way. So our card base is basic black, and it is 5.5 by 8.5, and then you'll just score it right in half. I've already scored it for you. You'll just have to burnish that score mark. I'm going to put that off to the side. So I sent you a circle, and let me grab the die so I can show you what I used. So I used the stylish shape dies, and I used the second largest one to die cut that out. And then I'm going to send you a piece of basic black, or already sent you a piece of basic black. This is, I think, 1.5 by 3 maybe. That's what we'll stamp the bulb on. And then another piece here. This was 3.5, I want to say, by 5.5 maybe. And that's what we're going to stamp that big leaf on. Your DSP again from the Lights Aglow, I think was the name of that DSP pack. This piece is 3 by 5. And then I sent you 2 pieces of the gold strip that are 1/2 inch by 5. And I actually cut these a little bit longer than 5 inches just to make sure that you are going to have them match up, just in case, you know, nobody can cut perfectly straight. So I wanted to make sure that you had them, you know, where you could line them up and then cut the excess off if need be. I didn't want them to end up being too short. And we're just going to adhere them just like I'm doing right there. We're just going to put adhesive there on the back and then just line them up just like that. And you can leave as much showing, you know, if you want a wider version than what I did on mine, you can do that. You just need to do however you want. Kind of lay it on your card front, and then you'll kind of see, you know, by eyeballing it, you won't have too much room unless you want to take up the whole front of the card, but you can just lay them on there and just kind of see by the size of the border that you leave what your card's gonna look like. But I'm gonna stick to my original and just do a very tiny border. And how I did that is I just took and put my Stampin' seal. I just ran it and I'm out. So let's grab the Seal Plus. So I just ran it along that side, and I did one side at a time, and I just laid it down and then just laid my DSP on top. Now, you could use art grid paper if you wanted to make sure, you know, because you could really line that up perfectly. But I am just eyeballing it, and that's probably not a good idea. And then you just want to make sure, I'm going to try it, since this one's the one that has this piece hanging over, I'm going to try to make them both line up that way. So I'm going to really try to get this one close to the top. And then I'm just going to look at it and leave, you know, what I feel like is the same amount on each side. And then you can just take your paper snips, put it back in your trimmer if you want. But I'm just going to line my paper snips right there at the bottom of the DSP and just snip that off. This one, I missed just a hair. Okay, just like that. So that's how we're going to do that. Now let's put this out of the way and we'll start our embossing. Okay, let's grab our pieces of paper that we're going to need. I'm going to grab my Versamark. I'm going to take the lid off. And this is gold embossing powder is what I'm using. I'm going to grab my embossing buddy and just kind of run it over there. Kind of get all my fingerprints off that paper. And then we'll do the same thing with this little piece. Just like that. Open up. Oh, you might as well do that circle while we're doing it. We're embossing everything today, you guys. Okay. Now let's open up our Versamark. I'm going to kind of tap that off a little bit. And then I'm just going to, since this is the bigger, I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm going to do it this way just to get that on there good. And don't forget to come down and get your stem. Just like that. And then just put it right there on your paper. And I actually should be using my piercing pad. totally forgot to grab that because this is photopolymer, but I think I got a good enough image that it's going to be okay. Just to make sure you get all the powder where you want it. I'm just going to lay that right there while we do the rest. So I'm going to grab the sentiment and ink it up in Versamark. Let me grab that piercing pad while I'm thinking about it. I'm scared I'm going to hit that, so let's move it out of the way. I'm going to try not to touch my circle. Okay, and then just do this. We're just going to do this right in the center. Just like that. And then put our embossing powder on there. Flick it off, make sure we pretty much have what we're wanting. And then we will do the little Christmas bulb. So just make sure you get all of it. We want to make sure we get the little string at the top. Okay. And then we'll do it in embossing powder as well. Okay, let me close this up. Move it out of my way. Close this up. Get all of this stuff out of our way. I'm going to turn my heat tool on. If I remember, I'll speed up the video here. If I don't, I'm sorry, and I apologize now. I'm going to grab, if I can find them, right here. I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to use my tweezer since that's a small piece of cardstock. Okay, guys, I'm going to die cut both of these out off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, let's start putting this together. So what we're going to do next is pop this up with dimensionals. Still using some scraps. Looks like I'm about to be out of those. I might have to pack. Oh, let me grab some, guys. Okay. I just said to myself when I went over to my little place where I keep my dimensionals, this video is going to be 20 years long. Okay. Since I do all the projects together, I try not to make it be so long. I try to do as much as I can do ahead of time. But let's just go ahead, put this right in our center, just like this. We're going to pop this up with dimensionals. Before I do that, though, I want to go ahead and put some seal, or Stampin' Seal Plus, whatever, on the back, because we're going to put our leaf there. And what we want to do also is just basically cut away that stem. You don't really need it, just a little bit. And then I'm just going to put... I mean, you only need enough to make it look like the bulb is hanging from the branch. So let me see if I can, I think that'll be good. And then you just also want to make sure that we're not going off the card. So I'm going to do mine kind of like that and then have my bulb come down that way. I think I can turn it, but then I'm losing the branch. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm barely grabbing that adhesive I just put on there. So I'm going to put a dimensional right there to make sure that I'm holding that on there. Whoops. Just like that. Grab that bulb. I'm just going to put one on it. Whoops. You know what? I forgot to put some on the leaves. So let's put some here. Want those to stick down too. Whoops. Okay. Just got home from work, you guys. I'm extremely tired. Okay, let's kind of put that like that. We're just wanting to make sure our sentiment is going on there pretty straight. And then we'll just put the bulb right like that because it's hanging from our tree. You could put up a little bit higher, but what I'm going to do is just stick that right in there like that. And that way it really looks like it's... And then we're just going to take and tie a very, very tiny ribbon. We don't want a big ribbon for this card at all because we don't want it to... Well, I need to start over. I didn't leave myself enough tails. We don't want the tails to hang down in front of the sentiment. And on the original, I used mini glue dots to make the ribbon be where I wanted it to be and to have those nice, cute little folds. I'll show you that little hack here in just a minute. Let me grab my good ribbon scissors. I'm just going to make myself some cute little points. And then let's test it out and see. It's a little bit bigger than I wanted, so I'm going to make it just a smidge smaller. And then with that, we'll cut these guys down a little bit. Like that. That's probably going to be good. And then grab a mini glue dot and put on the back. So just like this. And then I like to use my pick tool so I can kind of get my fingers out of the way when I'm going to place that down, and I can kind of see what I'm doing. Then I just took a mini glue dot on the, put it on the back of the ribbon. And then I liked the little, like, put the little fold in it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm just going to put the glue dot right there on the back. And then just lightly bump it up a little bit. Isn't that so cute? And then you can keep that out of the way for the words. Let's see if I can grab this off with my scissors and get the adhesive on the back of it. And then we'll put one. And then I'm going to grab another one and do two. Okay, guys, that's it for Make and Take number 2. I hope that you guys like this card. Boy, I can't get that off there. Whoa. Okay, this is probably one of my favorite cards that I have made in a very long time. I really like this card. Okay, guys, I'll be right back with our third and final Make and Take. Okay, guys, let's make our third card, and it is this one. This is a very cute and a very easy card to make. So let's jump right in. I'm going to use Evening Evergreen ink. I will send you the Open Weave ribbon, and that is in Evening Evergreen as well. And then my little gems are kind of a mess, color jewels, I guess they're called, because I've been cutting them up so I could send everybody the amount they needed. Now, I sent everybody too small and a large, but as you can see, all I have left is large, and I don't want to open up another packet. So I'm just going to use the large on mine. I hope you guys don't mind. Okay, and then I sent you 2 trees that I already die cut out for you using that glimmer paper again. I sent you a piece of Very Vanilla, or I will be sending you a piece of Very Vanilla, and I used, again, the deckled rectangle dies for that. And then I will send you the sentiment label. I used the Stylish Shapes, and it's that label there. And then I embossed this piece of Evening Evergreen using the Whimsical Woodland 3D embossing folder. And I know you can't see a lot of it because we put the DSP, it's just a little bit there. But I don't know, I just don't like plain cardstock. I just feel like everything has to have something on it, you know what I mean? And then I'm using the Regal Reindeer. It feels like something stuck there. I love this bundle, you guys. I absolutely love this bundle. But we are going to use the tree, so let me pop it out right here. I've already got the the sentiment, and I need bigger. We'll use a bigger stamp for that. Okay, and I might have to straighten it. It looked like it kind of went on there a little bit crooked. Okay, and this has some great dies. It has 18 dies, and that's where the tree came from. So right there it is, and then you can use this one to cut out what we're going to stamp this tree. You've got some snow, some little animals, and some moose, and the little girl. It's just a lovely, lovely stamp set. This was one I ordered right away. I'm getting excited for November and On Stage, and getting to see the new mini catalog that we'll get there for it when we attend. So that's coming up next month. Okay, so our card base is Very Vanilla, and it's the thick Very Vanilla. And then this piece of Evening Evergreen is 4 by 5 1/4. And we'll just move that out of the way for right now. We're going to stamp the tree, and I'm just going to use this because I don't want to get my mat a mess. And so let's just see if I need to straighten this up a little bit, because I was kind of sloppy in putting it on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is use the Evening Evergreen ink and just ink up the stamp. And then I'm just going to stamp it kind of in the middle like that. And then I'm going to just go off to the side. And then I'm going to ink it up. But this time I want to stamp off because I still want the lighter image. So I'm just going to stamp it kind of like that. We just want to build a woods, basically, is what we're doing with that. Okay, and then we'll ink up our sentiment. Yeah, I'm wanting to have time to make some swap cards. My team member that's going with me, she's already made 100. And she keeps, I keep telling her she's an overachiever, but she keeps asking me, you know, have I had time, because she knows how busy I am. I'm just trying to look to see if I popped that up with dimensionals. But she keeps asking me if, you know, did I have time to make any yet? Have I made any yet? And I'm like, no, I haven't had time. But she's already made 100. So very happy for her. I told her I'm going to try my best. That's something I'm going to start working on this month, hopefully. Kind of thinking about the new stamp set that they showed on the World Card Making Day. All I can remember is the Florets or something like that was the name of it. I haven't got mine yet in the mail. I ordered it, but I haven't got it yet. I'm going to pop this guy up, or these guys up. It should be coming, I'm thinking, next week. So hopefully I will have some time. We have a lot of overtime next week. So I have to work a minimum of 8 hours of it, but I would like to work a little bit more if possible. Christmas is right around the corner. And then the little Indianapolis gig that I'm going to need money for that, and of course the pre-order for the catalog. That's a great thing about being a demonstrator. We'll get to see that new catalog first, and we get to pre-order from it. So this one I'm going to pop up just a little bit higher than this other one. I'm going to drop it down. So they'll give us a flyer, and it'll have the things that we can order from the new catalog. And that is always so much fun. And then I'm going to take this piece of ribbon. And in case you guys haven't seen, there is a brand new kit promotion going on right now. You pay $99, but you get to choose, I believe it's $155 in product. And then the adventure begins. It is so much fun, you guys. We have so much fun on our team. We do monthly meetings, and we've been doing challenges like a design challenge or color challenge, and it's super fun. I'm always trying to think of ways to make them more fun. I like having fun, and everybody does too. You don't want your meetings to be boring. Okay, now I'm going to slide this down just a little bit because we want to fit this guy on here. And I did pop him up with dimensionals as well. So I'm just going to put 2 on there, I think. And you can try to arrange it to where the trees are on top, sticking over a little bit. Or just put it like I did, kind of just like right there at the base of the trees. And you can just kind of maneuver your little ribbon if it's in the way. Then I'm going to pop this back piece up with dimensionals. I'm just going to stick a couple of down where I put the ribbon. It'll kind of help hold that in place. I'll do one there. Let's go ahead and put this piece down. Oh, I'm out of seal. So I'll just use some good old liquid glue. Okay. I'll just put that piece down. And you guys, if you haven't subscribed to my email list, make sure that you do that. I do not send a lot of emails. I send probably max 2 a week. I will not be blowing up, sometimes 1, usually just 1, to be honest with you. But I send out, you get a free PDF the day that you sign up, and then every month I send out another free PDF, and I always have, it always has 4 different projects on there. And I'm thinking about doing some other things with that as well. Haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, so I'm not going to say anything, but I'm kind of thinking about some different things. So I just put 2 up in the corner, and then 1, the other one I put it down in this corner, but this one I'm just going to put it here because that ribbon's kind of in the way. But there you guys go. That is the 3rd free with purchase make and take for the month of October. And I'll show you again really quick. If you spend $25, you earn the first card packet, and if you spend $35, you earn both. And if you spend $50, I send you all 3, and inside it has everything that you need to make the cards I just showed you. And I will try to remember to put the host code again here. Make sure that you use that host code. If you don't use the host code, I think you don't want the packets, and I don't mail them. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for stopping by, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and if you hit the little bell notification, it will notify you every time I upload a video and every time I schedule a live video. And I've been doing those every other week. My next one is going to be October 19th. Bye bye, guys.